A discussion on the proposed 2013 IJF rule changes by Dr. Rhadi Ferguson. This particular text was taken from svjudo.com/proposed rule. I don't want anybody to think that I was plagiarizing. That's exactly where I got the information from, and I believe that they got it from the original either EJU or IJF website. The following is a publication posted on the EJU website. None of the thoughts of consideration have been approved at this particular time. The IJF Referee Commission will most likely post their new rule structure by the end of the current year for implementation in January 2013 for the next 4-year Olympic quad. Here are the proposed rule changes with some of my brief commentary. First rule change is the use of only one referee. This will only apply for superior level competition, world championships, international events, and Olympics, leaving these criteria to the federations to have one referee or various referees. Not all of them have the CARE system. Now, here's my issue with the CARE system. The CARE system is a video system that is used at the Olympics or world championships, etc. Sometimes the CARE system only sits on one side of the mat, meaning if there are 4 sides of a square, it only sits on one side of the 4. So it lacks many degrees in terms of view. If you look at a circle being 360 degrees, the CARE system only is available for 90 degrees. There's another 270 that's unavailable that the CARE system cannot capture. This happened at the 2008 Olympic trials with one of my clients, Brian Piccolo. There was a throw that Brian made, and the referee who was the closest, who had a view that was opposite the CARE system, made a certain call. And the referee commission, looking at the throw from another view per the CARE system, made an opposite call. But they didn't have the best vantage point in order to see the throw. If the CARE system had a 360-degree panoramic view like they have in the NFL, I would not mind utilizing the CARE system. In the National Football League, when they have to review a play, they're able to look at a lot of film from a lot of different areas, and if they can't look at a lot of film from a lot of different areas and make a conclusive call, then they don't change the call at all. The problem with the CARE system is it's only giving one view. Many individuals aren't trained on it, and there's no way to argue a call if an incorrect call is made, like you can do in wrestling. Judo doesn't allow that. I don't agree with the one referee rule, even at the high level championships. I think that 3 referees are definitely necessary because it allows you to get the viewership that you wouldn't naturally be able to get with one referee. It's just not possible. Fixed Kumikata. The other proposed change. Gee whiz, having problems with my P's today. The other proposed change is to start in a fixed Kumikata position. This has to be the most idiotic thing that I've ever heard in my life, because what happens if you have a left-handed player and a right-handed player? Or what happens if you have a short player and a tall player? Who gets to choose who has the most advantageous grip? Gripping 50-50 isn't advantageous. The position of the grip determines if it's advantageous. If I'm lefty and you're righty, and I have my left hand underneath, you have your right hand over top, and I'm taller than you are, and I have a better reach advantage, then I have a distinct advantage. I'd rather leave grip fighting in as it is and allow the players to create their own advantage, not give someone an advantage. If you're looking for Muay Pones, this is definitely a way to get it. If you're looking for the superior judo player, this probably isn't the way to get there. Let me go back to this, because some people say, well, they utilize this for the visually impaired. Right, they utilize it for the visually impaired because that is the fix for being visually impaired. The other able-bodied judokas aren't visually impaired. They can see, they can grip fight, they can create their advantage. Bridging out of an ippon, when there's an action of bridge, even with no feet or head contact, it will be considered ippon. Well, this means, as I've said before, on the international level, if I throw you and you spin in the air and your back is exposed, it could potentially be an ippon. Usually it means if you bridge out, if I throw you and you're in a bridge or a back bridge, that the opponent is still called. But this says when there's an action of bridge, even with no feet or head contact, it will be considered ippon. This is like back exposure in wrestling. When there's osakomi, starting osakomi inside the competition area, will not permit going out of the competition area to get to a kata, which means when you're in a pin, you're stuck in the pin. I love this rule because I like newaza. I'm a Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy and a judo guy. If you're in a pin, you're stuck in the pin. However, I wish they would do the same thing for submissions. If you're caught in a submission, you can't stand up and get out of a submission. You shouldn't be able to stand up and get out of a submission. If you're in a submission or you're in a choke, you're in the choke. You can't stand up and get out. You got to get out. If you get out, great. If you don't get out, you don't get out. If the person doesn't finish the submission in time, I agree with calling mate. Meaning, if I catch your arm and you stand up, it shouldn't be mate. I catch your arm, you can't slam me back to the floor. Your arm's caught. If I can't submit you, then we can call mate. But if I catch you in a submission, you can't stand up and get out of the submission. I wish that they would add that portion to the ruling as well. Golden score, normal golden score using high-tire golden score without any limit of time or until one scores. The problem with this is in diametrical opposition to having 3 refs on the mat, unless you're going to allow the one ref to do the high-tire by himself, if that's the case. The other thing is, I don't know how this rule fits with the elimination of the wazari. If you eliminate the wazari and you only have the yuko and the ippon, it's going to take a long time for someone to score unless you plan on penalizing the person to the point of scoring. I don't really like that particular rule. Hold, please. Any other types of grips used in wrestling, such as a bear hug or a direct Shido. I don't know how I like that ruling either, man. I guess it is what it is. I mean, I enjoy grip fighting, so the grip fighting is what allows someone not to be able to bear hug you. But if you, I don't even. I wish I had a better opinion here, but all I can say is I just don't like it. I mean, that's just it. That's all I can say is I just don't like it. I don't know why you're putting rules in place to prohibit someone from being able to do what they do best. If you do judo and you're a good judo player, like the Inoues and the Swains and the Umbaris and the Pedros and the Marcus Aurelios and the Flavio Cantos and all those people that came before all these ridiculous rule changes, they were able to adapt their game and still, and still impose their strategy. I believe that if you're a competitor, you should be able to do that. But I guess I guess that's where we are in the sport, man. Unfortunately. Any grips used in wrestling, such as a bear hug or direct Shido. I guess judo's not really jacket wrestling as it is. There's a total prohibition of direct tacks below the belt. No more rotate gare, kuchiki daoshi, fireman's carry, kataguruma. No more of that type of stuff. Osakome goes from 10 to 15 in 20 seconds. I don't know how this works if there's only a Yuko and an Ippon, but if there's only a Yuko and a Ippon, then I'm not sure how you're gonna. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening with the sport of judo. I'm not sure exactly how they're gonna. I don't know what the 15 seconds is for. Maybe it should just be 20 seconds and 10 seconds, or 15 and 20. Or if you get the person in the palm, if you get the person in the pin, that's a Yuko. I'm not really sure what they're gonna do here. I'm kind of interested myself. The elimination of the Wazari. If this is approved, it will imply a change in the points and times for Osakome. Please note, when the new rules are approved, it will be published on the IJF website. I'm not sure who's approving the rules or who the IJF is talking to, but they need to get some more. You might want to get some more, and you might want to get some other. Let's say other. How about that? Some other intelligent people in the room when you're making this decision. I'm sure there are some intelligent people in the room, but you may want to get some other intelligent people in the room when you start making these decisions. Possibly talk with coaches and some players too. I mean, I went to the Olympics in judo. I love the sport of judo. I coach judo players. I don't practice judo that much anymore, and unfortunately, my son doesn't do judo. I had to make a decision. I sent my son to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practice because he can do his doubles, singles. If he wants to wrestle in high school, he can wrestle in high school. It's a great base for that. He's learning submissions. He's able to utilize his grip fighting. It's just a more well-rounded art without the. I don't know, without all the foolishness, without all the rule changes. I mean, I could tell you right now that it just seems judo seems a lot more incomplete as it is now. I had to make a decision on where to put my dollars, and unfortunately, I sent my son to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practice. It is what it is.